when I had the beard, I looked like 30. So
It's fair.
man, just looking at his eyes, bro. I'm just getting my soul's getting pierced over here, dude. Man, they don't come through on the camera very well. Dang, man. Oh, what have y'all been doing, dude? We hit 45 minutes, and I was like, oh no, we're running out of things to talk about. And we went 45 more, and anyway, it should be good. So, we'll just. Let me get my phone out of my pocket. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm all scatterbrained right now.
Mad respect for you doing this though.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's probably cool though for you though, because you get to learn like a bunch of like different things about us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd probably be really cool, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like sometimes we don't talk enough, just as people, everything's about on the field. And then, I mean, every once in a while we'll all get together and stuff, but, it's just not the same.
Yeah, when you're in a group of like 15 people, like when we went over to Fernando's, like we played poker together, but you're not just sitting here having an hour and 10-minute conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You a big Dune guy?
No, I'm not. I'm a big Star Wars guy. I was just talking about all the little posters and stuff in the background, but I don't know. I need to watch the first one because I saw the hype around the second one. So,
dude, it's good. Have you heard of Dune?
I've heard the name, but like I haven't seen anything about it.
Is it Dune or Dune?
I think it's Dune.
Nah, it's a little. The Weekly Planet, it's a podcast about movies. They used to talk about Dune before they even like announced they were making the movies. They would always go, is it Dune or Dune? They're Australian or from New Zealand, but they're, like I'm at a disadvantage. Like my podcast, I don't have an accent. I feel like podcasts, if you have an Australian accent, top of the charts instantly.
Because people want to hear you talk if you have an accent.
Yeah.
What are your like top 3 podcasts?
So one, Joe Rogan, just because I feel like everyone in our generation, like that's what got them into listening to podcasts. Then recently I got on a big Lord of the Rings kick because I want to read Silmarillion. I've read like the first couple pages a bunch. So Lord of the Rings is, people say it's hard to read, but it's an actual story. Like it's telling a story. Silmarillion reads more like a legend, like a textbook. And so it's the first book in the Silmarillion is called the Ainulindala. And it's the Song of the Ainur, who are I won't get into it. Y'all are probably tired of hearing me talk about Lord of the Rings. But anyway, so I haven't read that, but I wanted to know about it. So I went on YouTube, looked up Lord of the Rings lore, found Nerd of the Rings YouTube channel, watched a bunch of his videos. Then I started listening to his podcast where he like interviewed, I was cleaning the house for Susie getting back from Pensacola. And so I was cleaning the house listening to him interview this guy called the Tolkien Professor. And he teaches a course at Washington College on Tolkien. Because he's the Tolkien professor was like, he's a professor of, I think it's medieval literature or anyway.
Something, yeah.
And so I started listening to the Tolkien Professor's podcast. He put all of his lectures on Spotify. So I just listened to his lectures. So Joe Rogan, them, and then, number 1, The History of Rome by Mike Duncan.
You big history guy?
Big history guy.
Yeah.
Like my undergrad's classical studies. I'm Roman history. Like that TikTok trend.
The Roman Empire.
Think about the Roman Empire. Every day. When I drive home, we were talking about this with Eli and Brock. It's 10.5 hours to Pensacola. I drive it straight. I listen to the history of Rome 10 hours nonstop. Like they're 30-minute episodes. I listen to 20 of them. And
how many episodes are there?
166. It starts with the legend of Romulus and Remus founding Rome.
Really?
And it's shifting into the Holy Roman Empire. So right now I just finished Constantine's line. So I got Constantine and then the people after Constantine with Justinian the Apostate. Anyway, this isn't an educational podcast, I swear. But yeah, I'm big podcast guy. I can't drive to, like, I can't do road trips to music. Like the 3.5-minute songs makes it go by forever.
Yeah, I feel that. Do you watch like any like sports, like Bustin' with the Boys or the New Heights or anything? No.
I watched the New Heights because my wife likes it. Like she'll scroll on TikTok and she'll watch it and I'll watch it with her. But I don't like, I'm like, ooh, a New Heights podcast. And then watch it.
Search it out.
What's your top 3?
I like Busting with the Boys. Joe Rogan is obviously got to be in there. And then recently I've been watching Podcast P. That's Paul George. And I'm a big OKC Thunder fan. So just hearing like, I don't know. I just like hearing what professional athletes like their takes on stuff is. I just like hearing athletes like just be them. Like, you know what I mean? So it's cool to see him. I mean, he interviews like a bunch of different NBA players and stuff. So I've been watching that one a lot recently.
You a big podcast guy, Luke?
Not at all. You know, I don't really watch that much stuff in my free time, you know.
All right, so what do you do in your free time?
I'm a big gamer. I'm just going to be honest.
All right, well, then top
love
3 games.
Like that I play right now? Or
Here,
like
top 3
time?
games you play right now and top 3 all time.
Right now would have to be new Modern Warfare that just came out. I play that. It seems like almost every day now. Did play Fortnite when the OG stuff came back, but now it's kind of...
You a big OG guy?
A little bit.
Dude, I hated the OG season.
Really?
No,
it was
crazy.
so boring.
It was not boring.
Dude, I want to zip around on like the little rails.
It's just the nostalgia like from middle school and then COVID. And
fair enough. I didn't play back then.
Really?
Mm-mm.
That's like
Then
all
you
we
went,
did.
yeah, it's different.
Yeah, so there's no nostalgia from. All right, didn't mean to interrupt. All right,
No, hold
keep
on.
going.
But he is downplaying the fact that he was a little OG Fortnite guy. This man was on the game every day. And he is probably one of the best Fortnite players I know. So I just want to get that out there.
That's not true. That's not
give him
true.
I'm
his,
co-signing him.
Give him his flowers,
Co-signing
dude.
me?
I'm giving him his flowers.
All right, what's your PR kill drop?
On Fortnite?
Yeah.
Dude, probably like 18.
Okay.
Up
Solo?
there. Solo, it's like 12.
Okay.
But
See,
squads
I'm
and
lucky
stuff.
because I run duos with my wife, and when she's party leader, like it kind of lowers us down a little bit, and so they all think she's good, she's getting good, but she didn't grow up playing video games. So like I grew up World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, so like back in the like OG Call of Duty, so like OG Halo, I was killing it. So we hop on there. They think she's like just as good as me. So they'll be shooting at her and then I just wipe their team. It's good. She says she's a decoy, but she plays better than that. She's decent.
Yeah.
All right. So Fortnite, new Modern Warfare.
And the other one right now, I play most with my friends, is probably Madden.
Madden.
You know, I've never really been a big Madden guy. Like this is the first Madden I've owned since like Madden 17. But we'll go on there and run 2s against people and doesn't always work out the best for us, but you know.
You got PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Dude, you need to get an Xbox. You need to get that Game Pass.
No.
Game Pass is worth it.
It is?
Dude, when MLB The Show dropped, my friend pre-ordered it, spent like $80. First day it dropped, it was on Game Pass. I got it for free and I played against him. And he was hot because he dropped all that money and I got it for free, basically. All right, all time.
All time. My number one that I played the most and had the most fun playing was Modern Warfare 2019 during COVID. Because there wasn't anything to do. Like, we weren't having school, didn't have like football and stuff going on. So, I mean, I'd work out and stuff. And then we'd be on till like 3 a.m. playing Search and Destroy. Me and all my friends, we had a 6-man. We played in tournaments and stuff, like just random rinky-dink tournaments we'd find online. We never won, got close, but it was fun. Next one after that, I really like Black Ops 2. I was a little too young for Black Ops 2, like in its prime, but I still played it.
Dude, you're making me feel really old right now.
Yeah, this is bad.
You are old.
Wow. How old are you?
I'm 19.
I'm 23. Like when he was like COVID, and then he talked high school, I was like, what?
Yeah.
You were in college, right?
It was going into my senior year when it like first started because I did all the transferring and stuff and then got into college.
It was my freshman year that everything took over. Yeah.
Freshman year of high school?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In March.
Dude, that was my freshman year of college. Oh boy. Jeez.
That's bad.
Dude, my knees are hurting just thinking about how old I am now. Golly. All right, was that 3? I think
I can't remember.
Anyway. What's your you a big gamer too?
I am a very big gamer. And while you've been asking him, I've been trying to like dwindle it down to 3. I'll be number 1. And we talked about this the other day at the Jones, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2005 version being remastered.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to play that. And
talk about nostalgia, baby.
Dude, it's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. And then after that, this is where my nerd like really shows. Like Star Wars is bad, but I'm a huge League of Legends guy, which hurts me to say.
Do you know what League of Legends is?
I've heard of it and like
It's
seen
bad.
some stuff, but
It's bad. Me and my buddy Leo, he's like my high school best friend. We'll play that all the time still to this day. And I don't like it. I don't enjoy playing the game, but I'm addicted to it. It's like one of those type deals. So that it's not fun at all. And then maybe like FIFA. I'm a big FIFA guy. Love all the sports games. But if not, I really liked Cold War.
Cold War.
Yeah, Cold War was fun. Call of Duty Cold War. I love COD, but I don't know. There's just like so many, and they're like always like just coming out with like the same exact game, basically. So it's hard to like differentiate and like pick like the exact one. But nah, I mean, I'm a huge gamer, but yeah.
I gotta say, here my all-time top 3. This goes for like maybe not best games, but most fun experience I've had. Red Dead Redemption 2.
100%.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Because my brother got an emulator on his PC or his laptop and played it, and he like showed me how to do it, and I got it and I played it, loved it. And speaking of the Game Pass, there is a game on the Xbox Game Pass. It used to be, I don't know if it is now. We played it during COVID, me and my brother, called Hello Neighbor. It is the scariest game I've played, and it's not even a horror game. It's like a puzzle game, but you have to sneak around this house.
I know.
And the guy will like he's looking for you, and he tracks you, and he'll like, you'll startle him, and he'll like freak out and chase you down, and then grab you. Oh, dude, I like screamed multiple times playing that game.
Yeah,
man. Well, welcome to another episode of the BossHog podcast. I'm your host, Josh Braun, and with me today is Luke Brown and Tommy Varhall. Well, I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Luke.
What's up, y'all? My name's Luke Brown. I'm number 74 for the Razorbacks. I'm a redshirt freshman, and I'm from Paris, Tennessee.
I'm Tommy Varhall. I'm number 79. I am a redshirt junior now. I'm from Overland Park, Kansas, which is just basically the suburbs of Kansas City.
So Tommy is an IMG boy. He went to, what is it, International Media Group?
I don't even know the name.
How
I
do you
just
go
know
to
this
IMG and you
IMG.
don't know what it is?
I knew what it was. I think it is. I think it might be marketing.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Marketing.
International Marketing Group.
Heck yeah. What was it like being at IMG? Being at like the premier high school, athletic high school.
It was so crazy because they reached out to me my junior year, like trying to whatever, like get me there, like, you know what I mean? But it was just so crazy because like growing up, I would always watch like the YouTube videos, like, you know what I'm talking about, like touring IMG and stuff, like watching them go play. What is it, Matter Day?
Bishop Sycamore? No.
The crazy thing about it,
I forgot about this,
is I did play against Bishop Sycamore the year before it became like national media on ESPN. We played them at home, and it was, I mean, basically the same thing. We beat them by like 50 or something like that. But it was crazy. And then just even like going there, because like I mentioned before, my senior year was during COVID. So I wasn't sure if I was going to have a season back home in Kansas City. So just going down there and getting the exposure that I did, like talking to schools, like I would not have gone if COVID didn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that you were there during COVID, but it makes so much sense that if I was in high school and COVID hit and I didn't know if I was going to have a season, I had the opportunity to go to IMG, I probably would have taken it just because you've no idea.
Just want to play too. Yeah. And I don't know, it helped me out so much just getting like offers and everything, like getting my name really out there because Kansas City is like really good at football, but it's not Florida by any means. Like there's not a lot of top dogs like coming out there. It doesn't have the
nationally, I guess,
national recognition. Yeah. But
I mean, when you think high school football, you think Florida, Texas, California. Now you're starting to think Georgia. And I mean, apparently Mississippi's pretty dang good.
Maybe.
Like they've put out a lot of NFL talent.
Yeah.
Like growing up, like my dad was a high school coach. It was my oldest brother played at Tallahassee. He played in Tallahassee at Lincoln High School, where they had like 7 guys go D1. And so it was Florida, Texas, California my whole life. And now when I got to college, everyone was like, "Oh, Georgia," but that's just because they had Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence. in the
a
same
couple
class,
of guys.
so-
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do have a lot of top dogs out there, but I think the pinnacle of college football, and I'm probably biased now. I'm sure you'll agree with me, but I just think that Florida's the best.
I will say Florida's the best high school football because it puts out the most talent with the least amount of facilities. So my dad was a high school coach in Florida. He did the math. If he, on his way home from practice, got a large Coke from Circle K for $1.25, that was his day's pay as a football coach.
Really?
Their stipend is like $3,000 a year to be a high school football coach. And so to be able to put out that amount of talent compared to Texas, where a head football coach in Texas makes
Ridiculous.
6 figures,
Yeah,
$200,000,
$100,000.
in California, where their facilities are top notch.
Mhm.
I mean, if Florida had oil like Texas does, there would be no competition.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see that.
So Paris, Tennessee, I guess you got when we're talking about IMG, it's kind of the opposite, right? Paris, small town.
Small town. Well, it was a county high school. Everyone in the county went there. You know, being with what we had, we're the top 2 most dominant program in our division in the state. We were 5A school out of 6, which is, it goes up. I know some schools go like down in divisions with A's and stuff, but we were 5A. You know, we didn't have much, but we had a lot more than a lot of schools around us, which gave us a good opportunity. We had a lot of kids that, well, where I'm from, there's not a whole lot much more than high school football. You know, we had a lot of guys that were hard workers, tough as nails, and they just played their hearts out. So that's why we were able to be so successful. And there's a lot of blue collar type work like there's here, which is kind of what attracted me here. But, you know, we didn't have a turf field till my junior year, which is something big that's growing in that area. We had a nice weight room, nice locker room and stuff, but we had to travel for a lot of our games because being a 5A school, there was no other division schools big enough to play us within an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to drive an hour and a half to play most of our like region games, which was, I mean, thankfully we have enough support and donations from the community because that's all we had. We were able to get charter buses and stuff like that to go travel and stuff.
You sell those little cards that like,
Yep,
it's like
sure
$20
did.
cards for the discounts.
Patriot
yeah.
cards, we had them.
They're like, you got to sell it with the oil change. They're like, if they buy the oil change pays for the card twice.
Yeah.
I would tell that to people and they're like, yeah, I just got an oil change. I don't need an oil change. I'm like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Man, that's crazy. He's so young.
It is crazy.
That's wild.
And I'm not even that much older than him, but still, like, I just feel like, I don't know, because I'm an 03 baby, but like, still, like, I just feel like older, like, because like
He's
I
been
am
around it longer.
Yeah, because this is like my 7th semester in college. Like, the age isn't there, but like, I don't know. I just felt like I don't know.
Yeah.
The way I
You've
grew
been
up.
This is
in
what
for
your
so
second.
long.
This is your
Yeah.
second semester.
Third semester.
Third semester. Oh, that's right. You early
Came
enrolled.
in early, yep.
That's good, man. You had a rough go of it when you early enrolled.
I sure did, man. You know,
I felt so bad for you.
I feel bad for Zuri.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of catching up to him now too. But you know, it was rough, but it's all about learning and growing from it. So
Yeah. Well, do you mind going into a little detail about just?
no, I don't mind.
Because I mean, as a freshman, dealing with that is totally different than being like a fourth year, third year guy dealing with it.
Being 7 hours away from home, being a month into college, and having to have knee surgery and being out for 6 to 8 months was a big shock. You know, I couldn't like just go see my parents or see my girlfriend or anything like that. And they did their best, and I appreciate what they did for me and being able to come up here as often as they did. But so like it was my right leg, so I couldn't drive anywhere. So every day I had early classes, like 8 a.m. classes. So I'd sit out there. I couldn't put pants on with the big knee brace. So it was in the middle of February. It was freezing cold. I'm out here wearing shorts and a hoodie, going in like 20 degrees, getting picked up on like a gator. No doors, it was freezing cold every morning, getting picked up, flying down the hill from the view to go to class. So, I mean, it was an experience. I'll just say that. A lot to learn from. It helped me grow a lot mentally, I feel like. because with something like that, there's nothing, your back's against the wall. There's nothing but to do but come out of it, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, you did it. You put the work in, you rehabbed right, you got all the way back, and then bam.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. So what happened that second time?
Second time.
How many practices did you get in before you got re-injured?
Before I got re-injured, it was the third week of fall camp is when it happened. So we're close to the end.
Yeah. You did the hard part.
Yeah.
Like the worst part of the season is camp.
Mhm.
When you get to the end of camp, you're like, man, this was rough, but I'm almost done. And then it's season and you get the reward for this grueling month you've put in.
Mm-hmm.
And then one practice we're just doing drills and I'm blocking Tank Booker. Big man. Big tank. And I come off, I shoot my hands and my finger gets caught in his pads as he tries to make a move and it just tore a couple things in it. And from that point on, any pressure would like dislocate my finger. And I was working out. I was trying to get through it. I came out and taped it up and finished practice. But it got to the point where I couldn't do anything with my hands without it popping back out of place.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get something done. I had to have surgery again. And then I didn't get to come back until the week before Florida. So I missed 6-7 weeks, 8 maybe.
Man. And then we're going through winter workouts. What happens then?
And then during winter workouts, I kind of messed up a finger I messed up in high school, but it's fine. It's functional. I just retore the scar tissue where it had healed and then get fixed properly in high school because it was my senior year. I had to play.
And it's high school.
Yeah, it's high school.
Nothing gets fixed.
Yeah,
in high school.
nothing gets fixed. And
I need a
thankfully,
cough button.
I'm close to the end of the rehab for that. Just got to keep wearing this splint for a few more weeks and keeping it taped up during practice and stuff, and I'll be good.
I wasn't going to say anything, but then I looked at the camera and I saw it's like right there. And I'm like, hey, but it's definitely a badge of honor as an offensive lineman to have messed up fingers.
Definitely.
Because I remember I messed up this. You can't really see it, but the camera doesn't do it justice.
Where I had surgery, I have a fat scar on my finger, if you can see it.
Golly.
What was your story with yours?
So it was in COVID and I got it. We were in one-on-one pass rush and I was going against, I want to say, I forget who. Anyway, y'all wouldn't know him. He's old.
Like you.
He's me to you if I was you. And it got wrapped up in his jersey and he made an inside move and my fingers went. And I went to the trainer after practice. I was like, hey, my finger's messed up. And so they x-rayed it. They're like, oh, well, it's not broken. You're fine. I'm like, yeah, well, when you tear like a ligament, it's not going to show up on an x-ray.
Yeah.
So I had to wear every day before practice, I had to put my gloves on, go to the training room. They had to like put a cast on it. They would, some fancy medical thing where they'd put the thing in hot water and then you could mold it. And when it dried, it'd be hard as a cast.
Oh, I wore those when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Even since my sophomore year, because I sprained my thumbs.
Oh.
Both of them at the same time.
Oh, yeah, no, that's... Yeah.
So I had to wear like hard molded stuff around it. And then when I messed up this finger in high school that I messed up again now, it had like a hook. It went around these 3 fingers. So I could just hook up under people's pads and just do whatever I want with it.
I appreciate you saying the thumbs because spring ball's around the corner. I need to get my thumb casts made because I also jam my thumbs every day.
No problem.
Man, but...
I have probably my most embarrassing story ever is my finger. Like it's still a little bit out of place. Like you can tell a little bit right there. But I was on a visit at Kansas State. I didn't even hurt my finger like playing football or anything. I was on a visit at Kansas State and they had just beaten like number 3 Oklahoma with like Jalen Hurts, CeeDee Lamb and all of them. So we get done with the game. Like I say goodbye to the coaches and everything. And not even 10 minutes after I left the game, like it just some crazy high because like they had all just stormed the field and everything. Like great, I'm feeling great about everything. And I get out the stadium, we're just walking around campus, me and my family. And I'm not even paying attention. I'm just talking to my mom. And I'm going up the steps and my foot gets caught on the step. So I go to like stick my hand out to grab the railing. I catch it with my finger. And by the time I look, like my finger's pointing that way. So to make it even worse is it's right after the game. So everyone else is leaving too. And my fingers, like it was probably out of place for probably 3 hours before we could get to the hospital. Like before we could do anything about it. It was horrendous because all the traffic was leaving the game at the same time. So that's probably like the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me because I heard it not even playing football. So
Finger injuries are the worst.
Yeah, it is.
Because people don't understand how bad it hurts until you have one yourself.
And like playing O-line, you have to use your hands.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't make a fist, like a complete, like my finger would be sticking out like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't make a fist for 2 years.
I probably won't ever be make a full fist with this hand again.
Oh,
I'll have a finger hanging like that. So.
And like you can't sit because you have a finger injury.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, why aren't you playing this week? Oh, you know, my finger.
Yeah.
So
As
you
an
have to
offensive
play
lineman.
through it. And even though you can't like use your hand effectively, you still have to make the block.
Make it work. Yeah.
Man, it's rough. I think I would say hand injuries, knee injuries, and back injuries in that order.
Back is the worst.
You think back is the worst?
Yeah, back is the worst. 100%. I mean, I haven't had any like major, like just being like how tall I am and everything, just on the day-to-day basis, like getting up out of bed and everything. It's the worst. After a practice, you have to go to the cold tub basically after. The hot tub too, get warmed up. I always see him. We have the 6:30 lift group. Me and Braun are in there every day at what, like 5:45, something like that.
It opens at 5:45, and we are knocking on the door for them to open it. Like if they get there at 5:45 and 30 seconds, we're banging on it, being like, "Hey, where are you at? I have to get in the hot tub, or else I cannot get through this lift."
Yeah,
like we'll get in there some days, and the hot tub will have been cleaned the night before, and it'll be like lukewarm, and it ruins your whole day.
Oh yeah,
like lift is shot.
Yeah,
you're just trying to get through it because you can't. Like there's no, like you just can't. Especially if it's like a lower body day, it's done. Man, jeez. So, high school in IMG. Then I don't know if y'all know this, but my man was at Maryland with old the OC.
Coach Enos.
Enos.
Yes, this has been different this first semester with Petrino because this is my first like time having a new OC and having to learn a new playbook.
This man transferred, and his O-line, his offensive coordinator followed him to his school. You know, he paved the way for it. He just really wanted to coach Tommy Varhall.
I guess that's what it is. I'll never forget like the day. Like I remember like hearing like the rumors and everything, and I think it was a Friday workout, and we were in the weight room, like down by all the racks, and we have the longest like weight room in the country.
We do have
like
the longest weight room in the country.
And I'm like doing like bench press or something like that, and then like after a set, I get up, look around, and I see like Coach Pittman, and I see glasses. I'm like, there's no way. And I do a like damn triple take, and I look down there, and it's Coach Enos. It was one of the craziest like moments of my life, like looking down there and seeing Coach Enos, because I had just left Maryland like a month prior, and I had zero clue that he was coming down here as well. So,
man, well, what was your experience like at Maryland? You know, Big Ten. Where is Maryland in Baltimore?
No, it's 8 miles north of DC, but 8 miles in DC traffic is probably 45 to 50 minutes. And it's probably a 45-minute drive north to Baltimore. So it's like in the middle of both of those. So, I mean, Maryland growing up was my dream school. So my dad went there. My uncle went there. My great-grandpa played football for Maryland in like the 1930s. Like growing up, it was my dream school, wanted to be there. But I mean, dreams changed. I went there. I mean, I've made like so many lifelong friends there and everything, but it was just not for me. It was not the right environment. And I knew that I had to get out of it. I'm sure you can probably relate, like transferring, especially because you're from Florida. So like being close to home. Like,
it's definitely, it's weird because people will think, they're like, oh, you just don't love it. Like you're not a true, like you're not a diehard Terrapin.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's such a weird mascot to be a diehard.
It is.
A Terrapin. Anyway. You're like, no, I am. It's just like you only have, well, I have 6, but you only have 4 to 5 years to play college football. And even if your dream is to go to Maryland, to go to Florida, you still have to do what's best for your future.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's the hardest thing to grapple with as a player who feels they need to enter the transfer portal. And I don't think like playing time should not be the primary reason you go into the portal. But there are many factors to consider, and it's just hard because fans don't always get the other side of it. They just get, I mean, you're a fan of the school, so you want good players at your school. And so you kind of feel it as a betrayal, but it's sometimes it's just not a good situation for all parties involved. I don't want to use heartbreaking because at the end of the day, it's a game, but I mean, it's a lifelong dream that you have to change because it's not what's best for you.
It was before that. I would say going to IMG was the hardest decision, leaving all my family, or family and friends from high school. But honestly, like leaving Maryland, like, because and even entering the transfer portal, I was just unsure of what was going to happen. Like, it was just extremely scary, like, because only 40% of people that go in the portal get picked up. And I was just blessed that Arkansas recruited me out of high school, and I absolutely loved them down here and everything. I just was kind of clouded by the fact that I was a Maryland fan growing up, like my whole life. Like, it was my dream. But I mean, I was told like the door was always open down here. And then the day that they offered me, like telling my parents and like seeing my mom cry, like out of happiness because, and I mean, still to this day, she gets choked up about it because she knows I'm at where I'm supposed to be at. And she knows I absolutely love it down here. So even like I had to make one of the hardest decisions in my life, but coming down here was the best decision of my life. And I think everyone around me kind of like sees that and knows that. And I mean, you do have to make hard choices to get good things out of life sometimes. So
yeah, sometimes the hardest decisions give you the best results. So you, young man, fresh out of high school, me and you had very different college recruiting experiences just because. So when I started playing college football, NIL was not a thing. Like, didn't even think it was going to be possible. My first year. So my oldest brother played college football. He didn't even get a scholarship stipend.
Really?
Like, he got zero money. He had to work at Starbucks under the table as a barista to be able to afford like dates with his now wife. Like, my parents had to send him $100 a week just so he could afford to do anything other than football.
Yeah.
And so to see it go from him having no scholarship checks to my brother having scholarship checks to me now having NIL, like the whole college football world has changed. But when I was recruited, there was no NIL. So I don't even know what it was like for you being recruited. So what was it like being recruited in the era of college football that is NIL?
So NIL didn't really come around till my senior year, and I was already committed and stuff. But it was always a thought. Everyone always... And by the point where we're trying to get other people to commit here and stuff, it's like everyone's asking about NIL and all that. I mean, from where I am, an opportunity to have my school paid for was enough for me, but it didn't come into play until later on. I feel like now it's all that a lot of people think about is NIL. But, my recruiting process started my sophomore year, which was right after COVID, pretty much the COVID season. And actually, when I got my first Power 5 offer, my dad was actually in the hospital with COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was in there for a couple of weeks. He's made a full recovery and everything like that. So thankful for everything in the hospital. Got him to where he is now. But and just for him to like not be there and be able to experience with me and my mom, it broke me, you know. My mom was in tears. I called him right after I got off the phone with the school. It was Vanderbilt. They were my first Power 5 offer.
Heck yeah, dude. And
he was in tears. And I could just hear it in his voice how much it meant for him and for us and our family. But from there, it really took off, and it just kind of gave me a purpose to like really keep going with football and be able to pursue something that not a lot of people are able to pursue.
Yeah.
So...
And people want to hate on Vanderbilt because they don't have like football success. But to get that education and play in the SEC is, I mean, Vanderbilt,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like to make a joke that schools are the Harvard of where they're at, but Vanderbilt's literally the Harvard of the SEC. It's
such a nice school. I had good connections with the staff, and it also being only 2 hours from home was pretty nice.
That's true.
So
I forget Vanderbilt's in Tennessee. I will say Vanderbilt's one of my favorite stadiums to play in.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
When
the away team packs it out?
I played at Vanderbilt during COVID, where they didn't even allow like families of players to go to the game.
Really?
They changed that rule because Florida was playing there, so they let families go in. But it was Vanderbilt in Nashville, right?
Yeah, it's downtown Nashville.
Middle of Nashville. The skyline is, I mean, it's all city all around the stadium. The stadium's smaller, so it's more intimate. And I mean, then I was playing in SEC Stadium week after week, so it was like I played in the Swamp, and then Ole Miss and Texas A&M before, and Vanderbilt was my first start. And so I go there, and it was completely different. It was silent. Like I could hear the other sideline talking. Yeah. It felt like backyard football. Like back when you're like in middle school, just like the boys like just playing football. Yeah. Oh, I loved it. It was great. We the visiting locker rooms at Vanderbilt were so small, and they're worried about COVID that we didn't even go in their locker rooms. We were on we were in the end zone. So halftime we were like chilling on the end zone, just, like sitting there. It felt
it's like a little league game.
So surreal. It was wild. Yeah. Man, but I loved it.
What is your kind of like top 3 stadiums you played in?
Okay. All right. You know, we played at Alabama last year. I was underwhelmed. Really? I did not like Alabama Stadium.
Why?
I don't know if it's just because it's Alabama, so I was expecting so much more. But anyway, so top 3 that I have, top 3 college stadiums that I've played in. I would say LSU at night is pretty dang cool. Yeah. Tennessee at night is pretty dang cool. I've never been an away team in the Swamp for a night game, so I won't use the schools I like played for, just because it muddies everything. Because being the home team's the best. Like the fans behind you, it's great. So LSU, Tennessee. Who would be third? Man, this is gonna make some people really angry. I really like Missouri Stadium.
Really?
I really like Missouri Stadium.
Why is that?
I like it because I hate it so much. I hate Missouri.
Where it gives you that extra like confidence. Yeah.
And so like I go in there and it's like it's small. And so like it's very intimate, and then the stadium is the end of the side, the
big
end of
white
the
end,
the big M, with the rock,
and with the rock. Like I thought that was cool, and I liked their visiting locker room. But yeah, I really liked playing at Missouri just because I can't stand Missouri. I'll go bottom 3. Yeah. I do not like Ole Miss's stadium.
Really?
And it's not even like I hate it so much that I love it. Like I just don't like their stadium. Who else is even? The only stadiums I have not played in the SEC is Georgia, Mississippi State, and Auburn. So
you played in everyone. That is crazy.
And after this year, the only one I won't play in is Georgia, because at Florida we played them in Jacksonville. But I don't like Ole Miss's. I don't like A&M Stadium is great. Their visiting locker room is phenomenal, but it's another one of the things where like I hate it so much that I don't like A&M's, the whole cadet corps,
12th man, or I don't even know what.
It's a cult.
It is a cult. But yeah, the top 3 NFL stadiums I've played in, Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, hands down, is number 1.
Really?
Yeah. Number 2 is Tampa Bay with the pirate ship.
Love it.
Yeah. And then I like the Jag Stadium. I mean, I beat Georgia there, so I'll always
special place in your heart.
Yeah. I want to hear your top. How many did you travel to any Big Ten stadiums?
Not a lot. No,
not a lot.
I wouldn't have a list like yours. Yours is 5 times more impressive than anything I could have.
What was Maryland Stadium like?
It was different. There's a lot of traveling fans. I mean, for the games that they did, the fans would only stay till like the 3rd quarter. Like we didn't have like really too big of a home support. And like any times like that we'd have games like to where we like had the home support and everyone was going to be there. Like we just imploded. Like it wasn't good. But I can remember my freshman year, we were playing Michigan and we were down big. I'm pretty sure at the time, like probably 30 or something like that. And the whole stadium was just chanting "Go Blue" the whole time.
Go Blue.
And we were down by like 30 to Michigan. It was like embarrassing, like on the sidelines, you know. But I mean, even like nowadays, like I will say Maryland is definitely on the rise and everything. Like they played Michigan close the past 2 years, Ohio State close. But my freshman year, we did that, and then we played Penn State at home. And Penn State and Maryland are kind of rivals because everyone who lives up northeast either goes to Maryland or Penn State. It's like a rivalry, but not really. It's kind of one-sided. But we played Penn State at home, and there was probably 20,000 Penn State fans there.
Jeez.
I mean, it's a cool stadium. They just got a new big scoreboard in it. I think it's like the 4th biggest scoreboard or something like that in college. Like it is definitely nice. It's just the fan support is just something, and I feel like everyone there would kind of admit it too, where it's just not the same on par as here or any other like SEC school. Like the SEC is like truly just different.
Yeah. Did you take any recruiting visits to cool stadiums? How many recruit? Because I don't even know what recruiting like post COVID. Did you take visits?
So it didn't open up until right before my junior year that summer. I was able to take visits. I went all over the place, man. I went to places. The best game experience, or like craziest, was Tennessee Ole Miss when they were throwing stuff on the field.
You were at that game?
I was at the game.
Wow. That
was something. It was something else. Neyland's always, being from Tennessee, used to go there when I was growing up. Neyland's electric, but that experience, because Tennessee was actually starting to be decent again at football and competing with Ole Miss at that time. And the fans were just insane.
Dude, Neyland is the most hostile environment I've ever played in.
Really?
Like I was just on the sideline. Like, I didn't play in the game on offense. And so it was the O-line sitting on the bleachers, and then the backups would stand behind them, and the fans would like call out your number and your name, and they'd like look you up, and they would just say the wildest things.
They're crazy, man. They're crazy.
Dude.
That's why you have to love college football, though.
Yeah.
Is for those fan interactions. I mean, sometimes they get too extreme, but me personally, I just love that, the little banter and everything. Dude. Like it gives you an extra like little pep in your step, like confidence. Like, all right, I've really got to go out there and handle business now,
dude. Yeah, I remember this past year playing at Ole Miss, like they were hostile, and then we scored to, I think, bring it in within 3, like near the end, and like we were all like taunting the fans, and they were like throwing up, I guess, indecent hand gestures, and it was great. It was wild. I love away games. Yeah. I'd rather, like, we play Tennessee at home. I'd rather play them away.
Oh yeah, I want to go to Neyland.
And that's not to say like it's not that I don't like playing at home. I love playing at home. It's just away games, you feel like the world's against you.
Yeah, you have a chip on your shoulders.
Yeah,
and you love it.
Yeah, it's great, man. We talked a lot of football. That was good.
Yeah,
that was good football talk.
Yeah,
let's move on with Dune Part 2.
What about it?
Heck yeah, this guy, man. You don't know Dune, and you think Star Wars is better than Dune.
It is 100%, and you will agree with me too. You know it is.
No, I won't agree with that.
Why?
I will not. Because Dune is awesome.
That's the only, like, we can bring up like statistical, like bring up like toy sales, all of that stuff. Movies.
Toy sales.
You were in college, Tommy.
I'm saying like statistically the money it's bringing in, like the box office too. They're about to come out with The Phantom Menace, the first one, and it's probably going to do numbers. Probably not what Dune did, but it's going to do numbers. Like, because it's like the 25th anniversary or something like that. So they're re-releasing it. Yeah.
Dude, man, y'all got to come on now.
Well, my dad has told me to watch it. My dad's a big movie guy, and I'm a huge movie guy too. And it's just like, I don't like sci-fi stuff really besides Star Wars.
You don't like sci-fi? Oh. I don't think you're a sci-fi guy.
No, not really.
All right, what's your favorite movie genre?
Favorite movie genre? Probably comedy.
Comedy.
Yeah.
All right, what's your go-to comedy movie?
Step Brothers.
Okay.
I have a hot take when it comes to that.
Really?
My favorite Will Ferrell movie is, and I will die on this hill, I think Talladega Nights is 10 times funnier than Step Brothers. Talladega Nights is my, I don't know if y'all like agree with me on this, but Talladega Nights is my, I don't know. It's my favorite comedy movie.
Talladega Nights is good. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, you're from Tennessee. Tennessee loves NASCAR, right?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. I never got the appeal. But anyway, Talladega Nights is a good one.
I think what's better though? Talladega Nights or Step Brothers? Let's get controversial.
I will agree that Talladega Nights may be better, but if you put both of the movies in front of me and said, hey, let's watch a movie tonight, I'd rather watch Step Brothers.
Really?
But that being said, the best John C. Reilly movie is Walk Hard.
Okay.
Have you seen Walk Hard?
No.
Have you seen it?
I don't think I sat down and watched the full thing, but I've for sure seen about half of it.
It's good.
It is good. I like John C. Reilly a lot.
Dude, have you seen, he does like a spoof newscast on Adult Swim. It's Check It Out with Dr. Stephen Brule.
I haven't seen it.
It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I'll definitely check that out. Do you watch a lot of stand-up or anything?
I used to.
So
like my dad and my brother are big into stand-up. My brother did stand-up in college.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like Mike Birbiglia, John Mulaney, Jim Gaffigan. I like
classics.
Them. Yeah. You're a big Shane Gillis guy.
Huge Shane Gillis guy. That's
Man,
exactly why I wanted to bring it up.
Saturday Night Live. I bet you sat down and watched Saturday Night Live. No one in our generation sits down and watched Saturday Night Live, but you did.
Listen, Shane Gillis is hilarious. And I was going to go see him last year in Oklahoma City, but it just didn't work out because I ended up going to like a Thunder game instead. But Shane Gillis, he has the Netflix special. I forget what the Netflix special is called, but it is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It even tops Talladega Nights for me. Have you seen it?
Seen what?
The Shane Gillis' Netflix special?
I've seen clips of it.
You've seen clips? It's hilarious. I don't know. Have you seen it?
I no.
You need to go home and watch it tonight. Everyone who's going to watch this needs to watch it. Shane Gillis, I forget what it's called, but it's just his Netflix special. It is hilarious. And I don't know, like, he's just an idiot. And I don't know, like, that's my type of humor. Like, he's hilarious.
You ever watch comedians?
Not really, but like, I see clips of them online, but like I don't sit down and just put on like a stand-up show. You know what I mean?
Man, that's so. You just have to be like, I guess, who got you into comedy and listening to stand-up?
My dad and my sister used to watch it a lot.
Yeah.
And like me, like I would always just be playing video games and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like different now when like I'm saying when you get older, I'm only 20, but like as I'm getting older, like still like I don't have the same amount of time as I used to for video games and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing more adulty things like reading and stuff. And it's just like
reading.
He's really good at reading glasses.
It's-
He's
yeah.
smoking a pipe.
it pains me to like, I don't know. I'm just like getting into like different things. And I don't know. It's tough getting older.
It feels weird.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I should be doing more productive things. Like, I don't know. I feel like our dads got us into comedy. What did your dad get you into? Like, what's something you do because your dad did it when you were a kid and you just grew up like that?
You know, baseball. That is the one thing I could say my dad really got me into because that is like his favorite thing. He loves baseball. But, you know, baseball and sports and different stuff like that, that's all I did as a kid. Like, I didn't go hunting and stuff like that. I went fishing. I like to fish. But being like baseball is just like I played travel ball from the age I was 8 till about probably when I was 13, and then just I played it so much where I stopped loving it, you know. So I had to like back off, and I started playing basketball and football strictly.
Yeah, I kind of did that with basketball. I played
Same.
basketball so much I
Yeah.
stopped loving it, so I stared playing tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah,
Wow.
I need to get on that
big
court.
man on
Catch
the
me on
court.
that court.
What about pickleball?
Don't get me started. You know this.
I do.
I talked about this with freaking Brock and Eli. I hate pickleball
Why?
because I'm sorry to go through this again, but this is a whole new conversation. Because I love tennis. I want people to play tennis. They invented this new sport that's over here, and it's pickleball, which is just enough like tennis. So whenever I'm like, hey, let's go play tennis, people are like, oh no, let's play pickleball. It's basically the same thing. It's not. And so no one wants to play tennis. They all want to play pickleball.
Yeah. It's
Dude, but
fun, though.
I would play tennis every day for like 3 hours and love it.
I
Really?
play golf every day for 3 hours and love it.
See, that's the thing.
Really?
Who got you into golf?
It was really my friends. You know, we had a couple local courses, and we just go to the driving range, hit balls every now and then, and just.
Did your dad have clubs?
He did.
Does your dad golf?
I'm trying to get him back into it, but when I was like in middle school, my brother was in high school. He used to take his clubs to the range stuff too, and he broke them. So I really didn't have anything. And being
what a jerk.
No, I love him, but being like 6'6", being like 6'6", and playing with normal clubs, you just can't.
You can't.
Thankfully, my dad had a friend. He played like basketball overseas, and he had an old set that I still use today. I can go play, and they're extended and do whatever I want.
Your swing is pure. I'll give you that. You do have a nice swing.
I wouldn't say that. I'm not Josh Street pure.
No.
Playing with Josh Street is a different experience.
Who would you say is the best golfer on the team?
Best golfer on the team?
On the team?
On the team.
Oh,
that I've played with? Probably Caden Henley.
Caden's good. I've heard Caden's
he's good.
I don't know.
He's pretty good.
You were at the range with us that one day when Ashton was there.
Oh yeah, he's
Ashton might be.
No?
Yeah, Ashton. No, that might be my vote. He is my roommate and everything. So I'll give him that. Dude, might be a little biased, but
I was gonna mention him when we were talking about fingers. Didn't he cut the tip of his finger off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So he was lifting in high school. I gotta have him on to tell this story because I'm gonna butcher it. But he was lifting in high school. And he had the bar with how much weight was on it? Because the dude's a freak. He can lift.
Yeah. Oh, strongest.
He's
pound
the
for pound.
strongest long snapper I've ever seen in my life.
He's pound for pound strongest on the team by far.
Oh my goodness. He's a freak.
Yeah.
So he had an insane amount of weight on the bar.
Yeah.
And was he squatting with a wide?
No, he was back squatting, and he like fell. So he put his hands out like on the whatever like
on the,
side
safety catches.
Yes. And
anyway.
His whole tip of his finger came off. Like he like had like photos of it, which is disgusting. He has a huge scar on it, but he went to the nurses, like just like nonchalantly, like went to the nurses. They took him to the hospital, but I don't know if I'm stretching this, but I think that they forgot the tip of his finger. So someone else had to go get the tip of his finger and bring it to the hospital. And like luckily they got it like sewed on and everything, but that is crazy because I didn't even know that because I'd been roommates with him for like 4 months before I figured that out. Yeah. And it is crazy.
So I think I was just like hanging out with him one day and I looked down at his hands and I was like, what's up with your finger? He's like, I cut it off.
So he had it sewed back on?
Yeah.
But
okay, I was gonna say,
not completely.
Not completely?
It's still a little, it's like just the very tip that's not there. It got smushed. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to bring him on so that he can tell it because I'm butchering it.
Yeah.
I'm going to sneeze, dude. I need to. Is there a cough button? I don't know. Jeez.
Yeah, Lou, we definitely need to get back to the range though.
We need to go play golf, man. Especially with like weather like today, this weekend. It's gonna be so nice, but I know courses are gonna be packed.
I'm gonna need you to coach me though, because you know my swing.
Dude, I can't swing. Like y'all have seen me at Topgolf. I'm getting better, but the first time I went to Topgolf, I hit some lady in the bay behind me.
How?
Yeah, I don't know. I hit it and it like ricocheted off of the ball dispenser and went behind me.
Topgolf is fun. I used to a little bit. It's hard. All my roommates fish and everything. I'm just really impatient, so I can respect it.
Yeah,
but it's hard for me to like go out there and just want to sit out there.
Yeah,
wherever it's at for like 3 to 4 hours and just fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How much of a fisherman are you, Luke?
Back in high school, we didn't have nothing to do. So where I'm from, we had a lake. We had a big lake, and we had a bunch of people like farm ponds and stuff. So me and my buddies, we'd go fishing there. And then I've only been fishing once since I've been up here, but I caught my biggest bass ever up here. It was at Brock Burns Farm, actually. It was me, PK, Kai Hamilton, Brooks, and Brock. We were out there fishing, and I caught like a 5.5 pound bass. So some people got like 10-pound bass and stuff like that, but I'm happy with my 5.
Yeah, happy with it.
I'm grateful.
I never got into fishing.
Really?
Like I lived on a lake in Kissimmee, Florida, which is south of Orlando. And we'd go fishing, but I just didn't like taking the fish off the hook because I didn't like my hands to get all like slimy.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't. I like swimming. So like,
Yeah,
I'll
you
go,
are a big swimmer.
I'll go
Big
fish with
swimmer.
y'all as long as I can swim when y'all are done.
But then you're gonna scare away. Okay, after you're done.
when you're done, yeah, I'm not too much of a jerk to like scare away the fish.
So you just go jump in a pond?
See that I don't swim in ponds or lakes because I'm from Florida, so there's a bunch
Yeah.
of alligators in there. So I used to. So like we lived on a lake, so me and my brother would take the John boat out, and during the winter, the alligators like I don't know if they hibernate, but they're not.
They're like
active.
dormant.
Yeah,
Something.
so they're not active. So you can swim and they'll be fine. But it got to be like March, maybe February, because I mean winter in Florida is like from December 15th to December 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're jumping in the lake and my dad comes kayaking around and he sees us jumping. He's like, okay, I mean, they're swimming. So he's paddling around and he goes into like the reeds
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's this massive gator. It's like, it may be like 12 foot. It's just sitting there watching us.
Oh
And then my
my.
dad's sitting there. He's looking at it and it head just goes under. And my dad like yells at it. He's like, hey, stop swimming. We're like, why? He's like, gators are back out. So we hop in the John boat. Then we're following kayaking. We see like 10, 12 gators just chilling out in the water. It's
Nope.
so I don't swim in lakes or ponds because it's not that I'm like scared of gators. Like they won't mess with you,
Yeah.
but they could. And that freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
So where I'm from, I swim in springs and I swim in the ocean. And then my hometown's on the Suwannee River. And I used to swim in the Suwannee. And then I found out there were gators in there. And the river, it's not like the Tennessee rivers where you can see it's clear.
Yeah.
It's
Ours aren't that clear, but
I don't know. I went in the Chattahoochee and it was clear. Is the Chattahoochee in Tennessee?
that's more Georgia. I'm pretty
What's
sure.
the one in Tennessee?
We got Mississippi's on the border, and then there's Tennessee River is probably the main one. There's a bunch of like small rivers and stuff, kind of
Oh.
just.
I don't know. I
scattered
went to like a
Are you talking about the Chattanooga?
youth camp. Yeah, Chattanooga.
somewhere in Chattanooga. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good with geography. I went to some camp on Lookout Mountain,
Yeah,
like on the
that's in
border.
Chattanooga.
That's okay. And we went like whitewater rafting, and
Yeah.
like,
Whitewater
the guy got
rafting's
mad at me
fun.
because I went and swam.
You ever
in
been?
the-
You've ever been in Whitewater?
Yeah, I did
Whitewater?
once. I think like in Jackson Hole or something, Wyoming.
That I went once there, and I went once in the Smokies.
It's fun.
It is so fun.
dude.
Where do y'all like vacationing to? Are you like beach vacations, like wilderness, like national parks, or cities? Like what is your go-to like dream vacation?
Oh,
Or what type of
dream?
area? No,
What
like what
type-
type of area? Like if you're going anywhere, like beach, city, national park, like
Beach.
One
for
location.
me.
Okay. If we're like vacationing to relax, beach.
okay, yeah,
If I had a dream vacation, it would be to tour Europe.
Europe, yeah,
Europe,
Europe's awesome.
Like fly into London, spend some
No,
days in
skip
London.
London.
Well, you just gotta go to London.
It's an American city.
Yeah, but everyone
There's
talks
nothing
real funny.
special about it. Yeah, they do. I don't know. London's just another American city.
Okay, so have you been?
Yeah, I've been a couple times.
Okay, so I can skip London is what you're saying.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking
I
about,
mean, like, I get why you would want to go see it. And, like, it would be cool to say you've been there, but you don't need to spend more than, like, a day or two there.
okay. The food's horrible. That's what I
Oh,
heard.
the worst food ever. The worst food ever. It's like American food, but the portions are bad and it tastes, like, different. Like,
it's
They
not
have all the
American food, but
chemicals.
it's tiny. I can't eat anything.
yeah, like us as Americans, everything has to be, like, massive and everything. The more calories, the better. But, like, it just tastes so much different out there. They don't have a bunch of, like, options and everything. The best food that I've had was Italy.
Really?
The pasta and everything over there was just amazing. But yeah, they're definitely, Europe is an awesome place.
Because I want to go Madrid, Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about going to Paris, but I've heard it's not as good as
Paris,
anymore.
the sights are awesome to see in Paris. The people there are mean.
Jerks, yeah.
Mean. Like as soon as they hear any sort of like American accent or anything, they're going to try and rip you off and they're not going to treat you like with respect. Like that's just how it is. Like, which I can honestly like respect a little bit because like they get so
Yeah.
much tourists, but that's also how you're making all your money. So you
Yeah.
can't be mad at it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Paris is awesome though.
Because I wanted to like go all through Italy and then end on the Greek islands.
Greek,
like go
yeah.
to Santorini and stuff.
Mhm.
Have you been out of the country, Luke?
I've been to the Bahamas and like Mexico, but nothing.
What part of Mexico?
Um,
Cancun.
I'm going to Cancun in May. Actually,
Really? I'm May. Maybe we'll see each other
Yeah,
there.
maybe.
I'm still deciding where I'm going.
I'm going with my family and stuff because my brother graduates college in May.
Oh, dang, where's he go?
He goes to UT, Tennessee.
Ah.
But I went on a cruise. I'm going to be honest. I hate cruises.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever do a cruise.
I'm thinking
can't
about
do
going
it.
on a cruise. What did you not like about cruises?
You see, I get motion sick really bad. And the boat we were on, it was nice, but like it was like half the size of like all these massive new ones they're coming out with. So you could like feel it, like more than I expected. And there's like a 2-day period where I was awful. I like stuck in bed sick because it was.
What about the rooms? You were stuck in bed, so did you have enough room in the bed?
Oh yeah, it was a 2-bedroom and had a full bath, had a balcony, everything, TV. So
Have you been on a cruise?
No, I'm not. My dad will never take us on a cruise. So
Well, yeah, I mean, you won't fit on the cruise.
yeah, basically. But now they've been talking about it because little sidetrack. My parents like made it a goal for us to go see all 50 states. So we're at 47, and one of the last ones we haven't seen is Alaska. But like it's kind of hard to just go to Alaska, like just to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, like from everything I've heard. But like we had talked about a cruise, but my dad is like definitely afraid of cruises, and he's kind of instilled that in me. So I haven't been on a cruise. I don't think I ever will.
I probably won't be back on one. So
How was the Bahamas?
the Bahamas was nice. We stopped there. It was actually an island owned by like Royal Caribbean, like the cruise line,
Ooh.
and everything. It had like
Was it Perfect Day and
It
something
was-
K? Or
it was
Paradise
like
K?
Yeah.
Coco K or something.
Coco K, yeah.
Mhm.
And it was just beautiful water, beautiful beaches, like restaurants, pools, anything you could imagine. They just
Yeah.
had it, and it was nice. That was probably my favorite stop.
Because for me, I'm thinking about some of my buddies want to go to Costa Rica,
Costa Rica.
but I don't know if our schedules are going to line up.
Mm.
But I like Costa Rica has monkeys.
Really?
Like, that'd be dope.
That would be dope.
A dream of mine is to go see penguins, so I want to go to Argentina.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, South America would be cool. I just like worry about
It's
you
dangerous.
see, yeah, with
It's
how
just
much
dangerous.
it'd definitely
yeah.
be cool to see. I don't know. I haven't been to South America. I'd really like to go, but it'd be cool to see. I don't know.
Because me and Susie were talking about like different vacation spots. She's like, "Well, I always want to go to South Africa," and I was like I can't really go to South Africa. It's crazy down there. She was like, "Well, the Lawrences are going, like Trevor Lawrence and his wife." And I'm like, "Yeah, where they can afford to go for vacation is
Yeah.
probably awesome."
I actually have a cousin that lives in South America.
Really? What
Mhm.
part?
I'm not sure the city or the part, but he's a missionary, and my uncle was a missionary, and they lived overseas almost the entire time I was growing up in like Germany and Bulgaria,
Yeah.
and now they went to South Africa for a little bit, and he got married, and he lives there now. He has a couple kids.
Dude, heck yeah. I've always thought it'd be cool to be a missionary. I'm thinking about what I want to do, and it intrigues me.
Yeah,
But it's like they always say, like, if you're gonna be a missionary, you got to get into it for the right reasons. Like you're not.
Yeah.
It's not just a vacation for your whole like life. And I'm like, yeah. So I don't want to be like, I want to be a missionary because it'd be cool to live in different countries and work. But I don't know what's your plans after college? Have you even got that far? Golly.
I haven't thought about what I want to do.
Do you even have a major yet?
Yeah, I'm majoring in sports management.
Okay.
So hopefully, like my dream is to go back home and be the athletic director of Henry County, where I'm from. Because, I mean, there's a lot of kids, and just building up the programs and stuff, starting at younger ages, and just giving kids the opportunity they need is something I feel that they deserve. And that's something I want to be able to do. But if that doesn't work out, I want to do what my dad does. He works for a company called BSN Sports, and they go
Okay. Yeah.
and like sell equipment, uniforms, everything. And he does pretty much all of West Tennessee. So he can make good money doing that. And after eventually, when he might work till the day he die, but if he eventually retires, and I sometimes go with him to like make connections with the coaches and stuff there in the schools, and being able to take that over would be something I'd like to do as well.
Yeah. You're a little bit closer to this reality. So what do you want to do? What's your major?
Communications, which there's like a couple other, I can give you some excuses, like I transferred so the credits didn't match up and stuff, but yeah, doing communications. But I don't know. At Maryland, I interned with Northwestern Mutual. So kind of like sales, stuff like that, like personal finance. I've been around insurance my whole life. My grandpa started an insurance company called Blue Valley Insurance Agency in Kansas City. So shout out them. But
what is it? Blue Valley Insurance?
Blue Valley Insurance Agency.
They got
so
a
shout
website?
out them.
We could tag it.
Probably. But so my dad is up there and he's whatever, like it's going to go down to the families. So that might be something I want to get back to later. But I definitely want to do sales, like whether that's insurance or not, I'm not sure. But I've been around it like my whole life and I've seen like the type of work environment they have up there. It'd be something I'd really want to be a part of.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous of you because you're like just starting your college like career.
Wow.
Because there's so many things I would have done differently. If I could go back and redo it with like what I know now. Well, first of all, like if I knew I was getting 6 years in college, like my whole academic plan would have been definitely different. But the one thing I regret, so my undergrad's in classical studies. I shouldn't say regret because I don't regret getting a degree in classical studies. I enjoyed it. It's just not very applicable. Like unless I want to go to seminary when I'm done. So it's applicable to that. But you can go to seminary with any undergraduate degree. Like it doesn't matter. I should have I should have did my undergrad in math.
Math?
Yeah, I loved math because I started engineering because I loved math. And so like what math are you in right now?
I'm not taking any math right now. I took college algebra in high school, and I only need one math credit for my thing, so I'm done.
That's wild. So my first semester in college, I did Calc 2. Then that summer, I did Calc 3. And then I did Calc 3 and Chem 1. And then in the fall, I did Physics 1 and differential equations. And then like I did all the hard maths and science and then got to engineering and was like, wow, this is very boring. I'm good. So I got out of engineering, but man, it's just, you got like, what, I'm sorry, what did you say your undergrad was in? Communication? No, your communications, your sports management. Like you may change that and then like you could do whatever. That's so, like you redshirted this past year, right? So you still got 4 more? Heck yeah. Definitely try to graduate as soon as you can.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
And then get a master's.
Oh yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to get my master's, at least most of it done by the time I'm done playing. So.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, they ripped you off. Didn't get that COVID year, man.
Yeah.
The COVID year is such a blessing.
I was right at the end of it because when I got to college, like it was right after the COVID season ended where people only played like 8 games or something, whatever it was. So I got to college right after that January. So I just missed it.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. So I mean, fans will always say, they'll say, oh, this guy's in his 6th year. Like, I'll go get a job, like go do this. I'm like, they're paying for my, like, if I take another year, I'll have finished a master's program and get to start another one. Like, I'm not going to pass that up.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what we do is fun. Like, it's, like, wait, what time is it? It's 3:30 on a Friday and we're talking on a podcast after a great workout this morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, that sense of accomplishment you feel after a workout, nothing like that.
No, I would say another thing to like kind of add on, like it's cool that we have the platform that we do.
Yeah.
At like this young age that we can come on this podcast and just be like our normal selves and talk about like stuff we talk about in the locker room every day and have people like interested in like hearing that. Like it's awesome. Like we're so blessed to be in the situation that we are.
Definitely.
With great power comes great responsibility. Because I feel like I get upset a little bit when people don't respect the platform they're given. Like especially as college football players, like people spend their hard-earned money to come watch you play or to support you. Like you should give back. You should
100%
be polite to fans. Like when fans come up and say hello to people and they're like, man, I don't want to talk to these people. You're like, dude, that's great. Like what other 19-year-old, 20-year-old is having people come up to them like in Walmart being like, oh dude, what's up? That's so cool. I'm meeting you. You're like, I mean, that's.
Yeah, it's crazy because like, I mean, all 3 of us used to be those little kids where begging our dad to go take us to a football game or anything. And just like, I don't know, whenever I like meet a young fan or anything, I just always think of that and like how much it means to the fans sometimes. Like just to make even just like the little slightest whatever conversation at all. Just like, it mean the world to someone.
Yeah.
And even just to be like a good person, like it literally takes nothing to do that. So
Like, especially after a loss, like some of the bad losses we had at home last year. I mean, we're leaving the game like embarrassed, and these fans, like these little kids, still want to get our autographs, still want to talk to us. Like, they're still supporting us no matter what. Like, it's great.
it's awesome.
Man, like the least we could do is sign their football or their helmet or their jersey. Like,
I love the fact that we can, like you said, we can give back. You know, this even at Christmas, I had a toy drop back home. Me and my
I was meaning to ask you about that. How did that work?
So me and my former high school teammate, he's a quarterback at Tennessee. We came back and we had a toy drive. So we raised money and we were able to raise around $2,700 and helped out over 100 kids in our community.
Dude, that's awesome.
So I feel like there's nothing more rewarding than that, you know, especially being from where I'm from. You know, not a lot of people have a lot. So being able to use what we have and our blessings to give blessings to other people is just amazing.
Dude, that made their day, dude. Like, imagine Christmas morning. Like, I bet the parents were freaking out because when it's Christmas, you want to have a good memory for your kids, but especially nowadays, prices are insane.
Oh yeah,
man, I sympathize, dude. It's rough.
That is awesome though, that you got to do that. Like,
and it wasn't just a one-time thing either. Like, we plan on keeping it going for a few years and hopefully growing it. So
well, dude, let me know next year. Let's try to get some things going, dude.
We'll do.
I love that because I just want the O-line to be. I want us to try to give back as much as we can to these people that are supporting us, dude.
And not even just back home, just things we could do here.
Yeah.
Great.
I will say with Edge, like being on that, and just doing the events that we get to do. Like I don't know. It's like after doing it, like I want to go out and do more of that just because of how fulfilling it feels. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is a good feeling.
Yeah. Like last year I read to some elementary school kids and read across America. And like, I loved it so much. I went to Sydney and I was like, hey, look, are we doing that again this year? Because last year we did it in like late January, early February. She's like, yeah, we're doing it again. I'll get with you. And she got with me today to do it next week. And I'm really excited. Because, dude, I taught him about Constantinople. It's great. Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all coming on, dude. This was a lot of fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, awesome.
Definitely we'll be accepting an invite back if we get one.
Oh, heck yeah,
100%.
I'm going through the interviews with these people, and then it'll be less formal. Just be like, hey, whenever y'all want to come on, let's do it. Well, awesome, man. Y'all have a great day. Make sure to tune in next time. Sweet. Let's talk to the camera. I'm talking to the camera. They should edit that part out. I hope they do, or else I'll look foolish. All right, I got to make sure I don't mess this up. Stop recording.